silence of the Texas Panhandle is a deception. Beneath the shimmering stars, an army is on the move. Not a man, but a muscle, tusk, and primal hunger. Overnight, a single sound of feral hogs can transform a farmer's lifelong dream into a barren wasteland of churned earth and destroyed capital. We are witnessing a historic surge. From a modest 2 million in the 1990s to a staggering 9 million today, these invasive shadows have occupied 39 states, bleeding the American economy of $1.5 billion every single year. For the families watching their livelihoods crumble, the threat isn't just biological, it's existential. Traditional wire traps, once the gold standard of defense, are now failing. The hogs have evolved. They are outsmarting the old ways, leaving behind empty cages and decimated fields. But in the heart of the crisis, a new secret has emerged. A method so efficient it can neutralize an entire herd in mere minutes. Imagine the power to stop an invasion before the sun rises. This isn't just a hunt. It is a high-tech declaration of war. The stakes have never been higher. To even stand a chance at stabilizing the ecosystem, experts agree that we must cull a staggering 60% of the population annually. The USDA and state authorities are racing against the biological clock, investing millions into sterilization drugs and advanced surveillance. But while the scientists work in labs, the farmers are fighting in the mud. They've discovered the electric stake trap and the massive steel fortress pile traps, fortified structures 40 feet long designed to prevent the legendary leaping escapes of these animals. But the hardware is only half the secret. The true magic lies in a sinister, fermented trick that exploits the boar's greatest weakness, its nose. Tonight, we follow the story of one man who stood his ground against a sounder of 28 hogs. With nothing but a remote-activated gate and a week of psychological warfare, he prepared a trap that would change the way we view wildlife management forever. The gate is open, the bait is set, and the night of 28 is about to begin. Success in the war against feral hogs isn't measured by the caliber of your rifle, but by the depth of your deception. The secret to the 28 hog catch lies in a process called conditioning. For 3 to 7 days, the trap remained a sanctuary. The remote-activated gates stay wide open, and the fortress becomes a free cafeteria. The centerpiece of this lure is a Texas specialty, fermented corn. By soaking corn in water for a week until it rots, farmers create a pungent, irresistible scent that can be detected from miles away. It's a psychological game. You are lulling a highly intelligent, hypervigilant species into a false sense of security. If you drop the gate too early on a few piglets, the trap-shy adults will vanish and never return. You must wait for the full sounder, the moment when every snout, from the smallest piglet to the 150-pound matriarch, is inside the steel perimeter. Location is the final piece of the tactical puzzle. A trap placed in the wrong spot is just expensive scrap metal. Professional managers look for the sign: fresh tracks in damp soil, the distinctive wallows near water sources, and the scarred bark of trees where boars have rubbed their tusks. In the case of our Texas farmer, the site was a strategic bottleneck, near a river crossing, a natural highway for the herd. This is where technology meets tradition. Using high-tech cellular cameras, the farmer monitors the feed from his phone miles away. He isn't looking for a shikar. He is looking for a total catch. On the 7th night, the camera flares white. The screen is filled with the heat signatures of 28 animals. With a single tap on a screen, the electric stakes fire, the heavy steel gate slams shut with an earth-shaking thud, and the invasion is contained. In 1 second, the work of a month is finished. The farm is safe, and the legend of the secret method is born. The feral hog crisis has officially breached the boundaries of the wild and entered the sanctuary of our cities. This is no longer a localized Texas problem. It is a global phenomenon of biological warfare. In Australia, the population has exploded to a terrifying 25 million, wreaking havoc on the continent's unique biodiversity. Back in the United States, cities like San Antonio are becoming the new front lines. By 2024, urban damage estimates reached a staggering $3 million. These aren't just animals looking for food. They're 150-pound tanks of muscle and tusk that dig through residential lawns and public parks, turning manicured landscapes into craters in search of earthworms. But the financial toll pales in comparison to the human cost. For the first time in history, the threat has moved from a farmer's field to the suburban sidewalk. Statistics reveal an alarming trend. Nearly 26% of wildlife-human encounters now involve aggressive wild boars. In Texas alone, over 500 vehicle collisions are reported annually, turning highways into high-risk zones. For joggers and families in central Texas, the sight of a sounder is no longer a rarity. It's a warning. These boars have lost their fear of humans, emboldened by the easy access to food in trash cans and gardens. To combat this, authorities have been forced to authorize free hunting zones and implement aggressive removal strategies. The USDA estimates that without these interventions, the agricultural damage in Texas alone would exceed $250 million annually. The battle has shifted from simple population control to a desperate defense of public safety and private property. Deep forest hunting remains one of the most effective, albeit dangerous, tools in this struggle. In the rugged, mountainous terrains where boars retreat during the day, hunters must employ elite tracking skills and imitation calls to lure the animals out of the impenetrable brush. It is an adventurous but risky experience, demanding absolute compliance with safety regulations and a deep understanding of the animal's nocturnal habits. Whether it's through precision of a long-range rifle or the strategic placement of a massive steel trap, the goal remains the same: to reclaim the balance between human civilization and a wild force that refuses to be tamed. The war is escalating, and as we move deeper into 2026, the tactics must become as smart as the prey. While America grapples with the raw aggression of feral hogs, the international community, particularly Germany, offers a starkly different perspective on porcine management. In regions like Lower Saxony, the line between the wild and the domestic is managed with surgical precision. Here, the outdoor pig model has become a gold standard. Nearly 450 specialized farms allow pigs to live in free-range systems that mimic the natural behaviors of wild boars, but without the catastrophic crop damage. These animals live twice as long as those in industrial systems, feeding on silage and nuts, which results in meat quality that is prized globally. This comparison is vital. It proves that pigs are not inherently the enemy, but rather an invasive imbalance when left unchecked in the wild. In Germany, the evolution of the wild boar is traced back to domestic escapees from centuries ago, a haunting reminder that today's Texas invasion is a problem of human origin that requires a human solution. In the United States, professional management has evolved far beyond simple pest control. To be a hunter in 2026 is to be a technician. The Texas Department of Wildlife nearly doubled its culling numbers from 2019 to 2022, reaching 30,000 animals, while Florida has surpassed 37,000 annually. But numbers alone don't tell the whole story. The elite hunter must master the 3-second assessment, identifying the target, checking the backdrop, ensuring a humane harvest in the blink of an eye. This is especially true in the deep forests and high mountains, where the terrain is as dangerous as the tusks. Here, hunters use sound imitation to draw boars into short-distance lanes, a high adrenaline tactic that demands nerves of steel. Weather patterns, wind direction, and even the pH of soil play a role in predicting herd movement. If you aren't accounting for the 15-mile-per-hour crosswind or the scent of the fermented bait, the ghost boar will vanish before you even settle into your tree stand. However, the ethics of the harvest are just as critical as the hardware. This is where the debate intensifies. While some see hog removal as entertainment, the professional community views it as a mission of utility. In many states, the meat from these managed hunts is fully utilized, donated through charities to feed families, mirroring the German appreciation for high-quality pork. This sustainable approach addresses the ethical concerns of large-scale culling while providing a tangible benefit to community. Whether it's through the GPS collar hounds in Georgia or the high-altitude intercept teams in California, the goal is sustainable pressure. We aren't just looking for a trophy. We are looking to maintain an ecosystem where agriculture, native wildlife, and humans can coexist. The elite management model is a blend of ancient tracking wisdom and 21st century ethics, a necessary shield against the $2 billion destruction that waits in the shadows. The war against invasive species is a cycle of vigilance that never truly ends. For the Texas farmer who sat in the silence of the riverbank, the story concluded with a thunderous slam of a steel gate. 28 hogs, an entire generation of destruction, were neutralized in a single, earth-shaking second. This wasn't just a win for one farm. It was a blueprint for survival. But as we look toward the horizon of 2026, the challenge is evolving. The invasion is no longer limited to hogs. Across the United States, a new shadow is falling over the suburbs. The return of the apex predator. From 1990 to 2023, reports of leopards and black bears in residential areas have surged. Much like the feral hog, these animals are being pushed into human territory by urban expansion and the easy lure campsites and trash cans. In states like Florida and Texas, wildlife management is shifting into a multi-front battle, where the same tactical discipline use of boars is now being applied to manage predators that view our livestock, and sometimes our backyards, as their hunting grounds. The economic toll is staggering, with bear-related damages alone exceeding $12 million annually. But unlike the hog, these predators require a different level of ethical intervention. Authorities now balance public safety with conservation, utilizing everything from humane relocation raids with nets to strictly regulated hunting seasons far from city limits.